Okay, not bad. Guess I should go over here instead. Whew.
You're listening to the Harkonnen Network, where strength, loyalty, and dominance reign supreme. Strength through loyalty.
Next up, dear listeners, what you have all been waiting for. It's finally time for the annual Harkonnen Family Games. I know you're all as excited as I am. Let's go live to this year's first installment of the Man Trap. Action, suspense, and violent death. Straight from the Grand Arena on Gaiety Prime.
Of Arrakis. Today marks the beginning of the annual Harkonnen Family Games, and the Grand Arena on Gaiety Prime has been transformed into a labyrinth filled with traps and deadly creatures from across the Imperium. Ever since its construction 20 years ago, the labyrinth has played host to the traditional competition known as the Man Trap. 9 contestants enter. Only one may leave to be granted freedom and glory. Now, without further ado, let us go live to the action and our hosts, Maxim Dubrov and Vera Kotila.
I am Maxim Dubrov, slave master of the labyrinth for the past 15 games. I am joined today by Vera Kotila, renowned biologist. Vera, tell us about your first memory of this hallowed competition.
Oh, I still remember it to this day, Maxim. I was watching on the net when one of the contestants was constricted and swallowed by a Jalboa from Grumman.
Oh no!
I remember the screams.
Oh god.
Swallowed alive.
Yes, I remember it well.
Oh, it was so exciting. You could see them flailing inside the beast as they were slowly digested. I was 9. I think it was at that moment I decided to become a biologist.
Entertaining and educational. Without spoiling too much, I can say we'll probably get to put your knowledge to use during this year's competition, Vera. And speaking of the competition, the contestants are arriving in the staging area now. What do you know about the staging, Vera?
I know that every contestant is given a number and then they enter in that order.
Correct. And we keep 15 minutes of separation so that there is enough time between them to prevent a brawl right at the entrance.
Ah, yes. I remember when that rule was introduced. It was quite the bloodbath early on.
Indeed, it was crowd-pleasing fun, but we prefer to prolong the game.
I'm going into space, I guess. Whoosh.
What can you tell me about him?
dog.
to have killed over 200 men with them.
Shock gauntlets. These unique gauntlets used to be attached to uncooperative slaves, shocking their palms as a punishment. One supervisor noticed that slaves equipped with the gauntlets needed to recharge their tools and power packs less frequently. The gauntlets were quickly modified to a low level current and given to all workers, even slavers value efficiency.
Joke about how much he eats. People think his legs must be hollow.
He looks very strong. Unlike this one. Who is this waif ever girl, Nelson?
Kaylen Sheep. She was a serving girl for the late Lord Bedtrim of the manufactory. Don't underestimate her. She can be quite deadly with that needle gun she's cradling.
And what was her crime?
Well, she's the one who made the late Lord Bedtrim leap.
Delicious. Oh my, this next one seems interesting. Who is that?
Alright.
So much about this one. He was shipped even from Arrakis with a load of spice. They just call him the Fremen, and he refuses to talk to anyone. Note the eyes, blue on blue.
Fascinating. I've always wanted to study the sandworms of Arrakis. They seem so deadly. Have you ever had one in the games?
No, though not for lack of trying. They're almost impossible to capture, short of using a nuke. And then they wouldn't be much use at all.
Well, let's hope that this Fremen is as deadly as the worms of his home planet. He looks savage, unlike the one behind him.
Ah, that's the Grey Lady. Nobody knows where she came from. She just showed up on the streets of Giddy Prime one day. Soon enough, she was running the largest brothel in the sector. Before, she was taken in for witchcraft, if you can believe it.
Witchcraft? Does that mean...
Well, you know that our good Baron has a particular dislike of witches. But I have never heard the Grey Lady say anything during her time in the pens. Not one word. Until she volunteered to be part of this.
Everybody
Oh,
loves
God.
mystery, but nobody loves this next contestant.
Recognizing you? I'm not surprised. Former guard
Ooh,
You recognize his face,
ooh,
Vito?
God.
Do you remember his crime?
Oh yes, he was in command on the day the Atreides made their suicide raid. He allowed them to destroy valuable resources. He was, simply put, incompetent and weak. A disgusting combination.
Horrible traits in a commander. He's been rotting in the slave pits ever since.
Catch something, please.
Because who would take up with a man so stained? Until today.
Do you really think that if he survives the man trap, he'll be pardoned?
Officially, yes. But I don't think the people of Giddy Prime would ever be willing to forgive him. And the Baron might forgive, but he will never forget.
Nor should he. Let's hope that Captain Nem finds his death in the labyrinth. But we've wasted enough breath on him. Who is the next pair?
Ah, the twins Morani, a brother and sister, trained jongleurs. They were performing an opera here on Giddy Prime when one of the props malfunctioned and killed one of the Baron's guests. They were detained after their troupe was paid off, of course.
Well, jongleurs should at least know how to put on a show.
Oh, more than that. Trained acrobats, illusionists. They're my pick for to win the whole thing. Jongleurs have hidden depths.
Fascinating. But to win, they would have to turn on one another. Only one of them can be the winner. The rules are quite clear.
I know. And wouldn't that be an amazing way to end it all? Twin against twin? That would be an ending to talk about.
And here is the last contestant. He doesn't look like much.
He isn't. Fodder for the beasts. A lifelong slave born into service. His name is Kanto, but he's too low-born for a family name.
And why did you select him for the competition? He looks like he won't last 15 minutes.
I reached an agreement with his owner. Kanto is growing older and can easily be replaced, but he has a hidden talent, one I hope that we can secrets for the audience to discover. So, those are our 9 contestants, lined up and ready to go. Any favorites, Vera?
You know, I put my money on the Grey Lady. Witchcraft or not, I love a classy lady. And I have a soft spot for our swashbuckling pirate Amado. Shame to waste such a handsome wastrel.
Good choices, both. It's time to get this competition started. Are you ready?
I've never been more ready.
Are you ready, loyal listener? The contestants are prepared, the traps are set, and the creatures are starving. Stay tuned to this station, people of Arrakis, to hear more updates from Gady Prime and the Man Trap.
Contract board. Under. It said let's head back. One second. Alright, we're back.
You look a little lost, friend. You got somewhere you need to be. I can fly you there for a price. Music to my ears. Where do you want to go?
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can get you there, but I want a little extra for the trip.
$2,500, really?
All
Sure.
right. Doctor's on the roof. Let's go visit the Red Duke.
Landsrat Board represents the political will of the great houses during the current week-long Landsrat term. Each house on the board will have specific requirements that can be met to secure their vote in the Landsrat voting session that precedes each term. If faction that gains control of the Landsrat board can select a decree that will take effect in the upcoming week, affecting conditions server-wide for the duration of the term. If faction gains control of the Landsrat board by securing a Sisselrad, which is achieved by completing a row of house requirements horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, or by having the most house requirements met by the start of a voting session. Term refining contract. One second. Again.
Hey there. What do you need? You trying to catch something, or avoid getting caught? If evasion is your main game, then it's all about maneuverability. No one's saying that a sand bike is faster than a buggy or a thopter. But a sand bike can go a bunch of places 4 wheels and 4 wings can't. There's a reason the Kirab boost sand bikes before anything else. If range is what you're after, nothing's going to beat an ornithopter, but you already knew that. What you're going to need to do to maximize your range is to find the perfect balance between fuel capacity, consumption, and storage. We're not talking about a gunship. You're not going to want to weigh yourself down with heavy weapon pods.
Welcome to O'Gary's. If you need it, we got it. And if we don't got it, we'll get it.
Yes, may I help you? Were you born under a rock? My 2-year residency at the Crystal Terrace on Kitane is the stuff of legend. Symphasia Ray and the dulcet tones, come on! I am the #1 most requested singer on Atreides radio, and I'm told my Hello Boys hologram flickers above every bunk in the Duneman fleet.
Who are you? Yes, curious, very curious. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. However, I compute your mind is not ready for such rigors. Mentets make mistakes, but not often. This conversation is terminated.
Hi, is there something you need?
Welcome to the Matador Room. I'm your host, Master Chim. The Arakeen jurisdiction ends at the top of the stairs. Beyond that line, there is only one rule. Mine. Behave and have a good time. Misbehave, and I ring the bell twice. The first bell summons Ugo. The second calls a stretcher. Now, what are you having? Hmm?
Why is this person speaking with us? Portafoy, would you remove them from my sight? Wait. Portafoy, disregard last order. We must not physically harm the peasants. I can already hear grandmother's lecture in my head. Oof. It appears that now that I am Imperial Planetologist, it is unseemly to harm the paws, even just for fun. Very well, what do you want? Oh, that's a story. He was my kidnapper. He and his gang of Opician thugs stalked and took me from my room at the academy. I was but a tadpole at 8 years old. I simply identified Portafoy as the dominant of his species and negotiated with him to betray the rest of his motley crew and take me home. He's been with me ever since. Oh, nothing dramatic. He might have broken an arm or a collarbone. Perhaps a few errant teeth might have been deposited in the gutter. Yeah. Just a bit of light sport, you know. Usually I wake up, have some tea, and stand by as Portafoy ejects whatever riffraff I dragged into bed from the night before. Bless you for that, Portafoy. Of course, that's what you meant. But neither my sexual proclivities nor my professional requirements are any of your business. Why are you harassing me? Portafoy, prepare for action.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit or withdraw Solaris? How much Solaris would you like to deposit?
Greetings. I trust I need no introduction.
Keep your distance. We can converse at arm's length. What do you want? In this terminally dull exchange, or here at the Treasury? I suppose the answer is the same to both questions. Not that it's any of your business. But it is a matter of public record. I am the fifth son of Graf Heino Flaxenrad of the Alpha Hydrae Flaxenrads. Doubtless you've heard of us. We are a prominent house minor in the Carina orbit. But while it's true that I was afforded every advantage, certain expectations are placed upon the shoulders of every young Scion. Especially if you're not firstborn, a grandnephew of the Emperor. You are still expected to find a way to serve your family before father cuts you off. And regrettably, the best appointments are long since handed out by the time it gets to son number 5. By then, all that's left is finance or, perish the thought, a commission in the House Guard. A fate worse than death. But at least I'm not a girl. Nothing is wrong with them, you cretin. But when it comes to serving your family, it is much worse to be a daughter than even a 9th or 10th son. The lucky ones are married off or shipped off to the mother house on Wallach 9. Otherwise, it's the Imperial Knitting League or a tower somewhere with a lot of cats. Besides suffering this audience with you... Oh, you really expected an answer. I am the Imperial Treasurer here in Arakeen. As such, it is my sworn duty to receive, count, and convey His Imperial Highness's right and proper incomes. There are times we're all forced to endure the unpalatable. For me, this conversation is one of those times. The simple answer is some faceless mentat auditor will promptly notice the omission. And then it's only a matter of time before the Imperial House bailiff is deployed to find you and enforce defrayment.
Yeah, what's your pleasure? You looking to stab, perforate, or vaporize? Tactical or fanatical? We have the tools to suit your every murder need, my friend.
My apologies, but I am authorized to trade only with those favored by the Landsred decree.
Tonight, we focus on the pulse.
I'm afraid you do not have the favor of the Landsred by decree.
Of the governor's palace to the deepest Fremen sietches, power is.
I only trade with those who.
Let's dive in. The Atreides.
Welcome. How may I assist you? Of course. Wait a moment. Is this a test? Is corporate checking up on me? Are you with the Committee on Interstellar Traffic and Trade? Or did Lady Niveldine put you up to this? It's the Committee on Interstellar Traffic and Trade. Which you would know if you were on it. Which you are not. So buy something or pound sand.
You look a little lost, friend. You got somewhere you... The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little? I never miss the chance to let Smiley verbally abuse me. Let's move before a storm...